Hi, welcome back to Who Said What with I'm Heba.
I'm Nira.
And happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And so this episode is a very exciting episode because we are going to talk about everything relationships.
Relationships, or we're just talking about Valentine's Day?
No, well, Nira, obviously, Valentine's Day is related to relationships, isn't it? Duh.
It's a Hallmark holiday. It's
Anyways, I personally love it.
It's useless.
Actually, not that my husband does anything for me on Valentine's Day.
Like New Year's.
But
Pointless.
No, it's not pointless at all. Actually,
you should say if you're with somebody, you should be able to tell them I love you all the time. It should not just be on fucking Valentine's Day. Hence,
oh my God, Nira, now that is cheesy.
No, of course
I don't
it's not
tell.
cheesy.
I don't
tell. You can only buy flowers and chocolates on Valentine's Day. It's a saint holiday. It's Saint Valentine.
Okay, wait. Chill, girl. Let me tell you, Valentine's Day, like any other holiday,
it's not a holiday.
No, any other, whatever you call it, like your birthday, like Christmas.
You were born.
You want to get gifts on those days, right? Not that I get any gifts from Hazem, but anyways. But basically the topic is relationships, right? Because that's the day of love. It is kind of cheesy.
It's super fucking cheesy.
It's cheese puff. Anyways, but this is an opportunity for us to talk about relationships because to me that is the most fascinating thing in the world. Relationships, connections with people. No, I'm very into that stuff. Okay.
I'm into connections with people, but it shouldn't be on Valentine's Day.
That's not what I'm saying. No. Day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying let's take this opportunity to talk about relationships.
You must understand, I'm a cynic. I was fat as a child and never had anybody on Valentine's Day. So I just think it's a crappy day for people who don't. Listen, for people who have love, it's a great day. For people who don't, it's a miserable day. It really is.
No, but I'll tell you something.
And I'm not being cynical. I'm being realistic.
Okay, but who has love? I mean, when you're married for 12 years, that's gonna kill love. That's not like that interesting anymore. It's not like but we don't celebrate Valentine's Day, for example.
Then what's the point of Valentine's Day if you guys
just
don't
like
even
something? It's an opportunity to be like, hey, did you get me flowers, motherfucker? No.
You have to remind them to get you flowers and chocolates on Valentine's Day.
Trust me, when you're married for 10 years, you'll know. You have to remind them because otherwise they don't remember. Actually, we forgot our anniversary this last year.
No, you forgot the anniversary. He remembered the anniversary. There's a big difference. But she likes Valentine's Day.
No, I don't like Valentine's Day. I actually think it's a very cheesy holiday. The only thing what I'm talking about is that...
Oh my God, again, it's not a holiday. You don't get the day off on Valentine's Day.
Okay, whatever the hell it is. I'm talking about that
Christmas,
day.
Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day. I get that. Nobody was born on Valentine's Day. It's not a thing. You know what? I need to look up Saint Valentine. He's a saint, but I have no idea what he did.
Okay, well, basically it's... Again, I'm going to have to reiterate. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And everybody's having a nice, lovely day and having a fun day, like a date and a night out with their loved ones or with their husbands.
Just choose a really expensive restaurant that your husband can pay for, or boyfriend, or significant other.
So we're at very different stages in our lives, right? I've been married for 12 years. I'm on my second marriage. I know that sounded like that's like there's going to be another one. That's not what I meant. But anyways, so I've been married for 12 years. I was married the first time for 5 years. Nira's never been married, right?
Nope. Good memory, Hebo.
Yeah. Anyways, but currently...
I'm in a relationship.
You're in a relationship. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. Okay, no, I have to...
No, I don't want to talk about that.
No, we have to talk about it.
Oh my God, he thinks podcasts are total crap and he doesn't understand why they exist.
We don't care what he thinks about podcasts.
He doesn't listen to this ever.
But what I'm saying is that you are in a relationship. You've been single most of your life, right?
Thanks for the gentle reminder yet again. I swear I'm not a loser.
No, you're not a loser.
I'm not. I was just... Okay.
Backtrack.
Little bit of background about me. Okay, Heba, very quickly glimpse of the fact that we are all chubby sisters at one point or another. My chubbiness lasted a lot longer up into my, all through college. And it wasn't chubby. I was fat.
High school.
I was fat and I was one of those persons like, beauty is within. Yeah, okay. When you're living in the 90s, beauty is not within. Men are very superficial.
Not in the 90s only. Everybody's superficial.
Everybody's superficial. So, needless to say, I never had a Valentine's. I was fat and not very lucky.
In love?
Pretty much, yeah, I guess. And so Valentine's Day never really meant anything to me, unfortunately.
Deb, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So then you haven't had like the most...
I've never been in love.
No. Have you ever had like do you have a fun Valentine story or like a nice Valentine story?
Seriously?
Never?
I was a loser. What Valentine's Day story? Never.
But you've had relationships. Have you?
Yeah, but for some odd reason, the relationships, we always seem to break up right before my birthday or right before
Valentine's Day.
So I never get the flowers. I remember it's so sad, actually.
So you really want to celebrate Valentine's Day, but you never got a chance to. That's why you're dissing on it.
No, I don't. I think it's like, it's just whatever to me at this point. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, I think as you get older, I think nobody gives a shit about Valentine's Day, to be quite frank.
It's much more impactful and it's much more depressing when you're in high school and all the girls around you are getting flowers and you're the only loser who hasn't gotten a single fucking rose. And I remember in CEC at one point we were doing this to I think CEC is a high school that we went to, Cairo American College here in Cairo, obviously, hence the name. And I remember we were doing this thing. We were trying to, I think, get money or like to raise money for our class and stuff like that. So one of our things was, you get a Hershey Kiss. So I think what we were doing, because, obviously in CAC, you do things to raise money for your class. So I think one of them was that you get like a little, you cut out a heart cutout, and basically you pay money to send a Hershey Kiss to different people. And it was kind of a friendship thing. It didn't have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. Needless to say, I didn't get one Hershey Kiss. And I sent it out. It was really depressing. Because when you're in school and you're like 15, 16, it's really sad, actually. So that was one of my pathetic stories about Valentine's Day.
Who organized this?
It was my class. I don't know if it was my class. It was, I think, junior year in high school. I think it might have been our junior year, my junior year, which is your senior year. So yeah, I
was in school at the time with you?
Heba, you're a year older than me in school.
Yes, I know. So I'm just wondering, where was I? I don't remember this.
Senior. Heba, you were off with one boyfriend at the time. You had a boyfriend all through high school. It was like every year you had a new one, or every 2 years you had another boyfriend. Heba was never single, needless to say.
And I have to say, I had a long time running that was like for 2 years when I was hanging out with two of my guy friends after my divorce. I was like, this is the longest time I've ever been single, for 2 years. And I did not like it, I must admit. I like being in relationships and I like that. Even though my relationships are never that great, I have to say. Anyways,
really?
No, not really.
But like Heba likes to stay in relationships for like 2-3 years.
I'm a long-term
It gets kind of verbally
kind of
abusive at times, but she sticks with it. She's bored, but she's still there. Never got it.
Well, try getting married. You'll understand the boredom thing.
Yeah, well, later.
That sets in big time. After 2 years, everybody's like, after 2 years, it's done. It's over. It's boring. It's the same thing. Sorry to any of the newlyweds out there.
She's not cynical at all about marriage.
No. I think, by the way, it turns into something much nicer after a while. There's a rough period in the middle there. The first couple of years, okay, is nice, it's interesting, it's cute, you get to know each other. And then in the middle gets like really boring and really awkward. I find there's a very awkward stage in the middle, like of this marriage. And then, with my current marriage, I think the first one didn't feel like that. But anyways, this one felt like there was an awkward stage for a while, lasted for quite a while. And then after you like settle into the whole routine, and
mundane life. So she's always been in a relationship. I've never been in a relationship. No, I've been in relationships, but our relationships have been really short term. If it's not.
What was your longest relationship? And with who?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are we talking about a mutually exclusive relationship?
Well, that's what a relationship is, mutually exclusive.
Yeah, but sometimes you can have a relationship with somebody, but it's not like finite.
Okay, we have to say this. I'm a little old school and traditional, even though I'm not that old. I'm very young.
I'm old school,
but
Nira, but not everything.
Seems to be quite liberal in that sense. So no, I'm talking about old school.
No, I would say it's old school.
Monogamous, one person.
No, I'm all about that. I'm unlucky.
So answer the question.
Okay, my longest relationship.
And who was it with? Maybe you don't want to say the name.
Let me think. What was my longest relationship? Maybe 4 months. 4 months? 3. I don't know.
3-4 months. So there's not much of a difference there.
I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I never thought that was that short. That's pretty fun.
Not really.
No, that's pretty good because
He
then
missed
it's-
all the important days: Valentine's Day, my birthday, New Year's
It's
Eve.
smack in the middle of summer when you see him once a week.
And I remember when I ended things, he told me Ishta. I was just like, okay. I was like, we're better friends than we are boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe we should just go back to being friends. I got an Ishta as an answer. I was just like,
You told him we're better as friends.
because we were friends before.
Ah, okay, so he said Ishta. Yeah, what is he supposed to say?
I don't know, but not Ishta. Ishta is like Ishta. It's like
Ishta, man.
cool, yani, all right, man. And then he comes back a year later saying, I always had feelings for you, and I stopped having feelings for you.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yes.
Okay, that was when you were in your 20s.
Was I in my 20s?
I think so.
2000. Yeah, I guess so. It's 2000. Thank you for saying my age, but it's okay. I have no problems with getting older. I love getting older. I was 20. Yeah, it was in 2005 or 6.
I had some romantic boyfriends, I must admit.
You did. They like showered you with flowers and boxes of chocolates and I don't know
I used to
what.
get the lifesavers.
balloons.
I used to get the lifesavers lollipops. Remember?
No, you got
High
those.
school?
Remember those chocolate boxes that are in the shape of a heart in the States? You got those from what's his name?
T
D.
D.
We don't want to say names.
Okay, yes, I remember that. Yeah,
I did not even.
I think my
know.
worst
Flower.
Valentine's days were like after I got married. But I think it's a young.
It is
it's
young.
young. Nobody like.
But no, but here in Egypt, wow, flower stores on Valentine's Day doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I think they're younger. The people that are buying
completely
those
sold out.
flowers.
Is it younger and like chocolates? It's like chocolate shops and flower shops are like it's insane on Valentine's Day. I
Yeah.
think as you get older, Mother's Day tends to be more of significant than.
Thank you.
Well,
yes,
you're-
that's true.
Well, I'm not a mother, but I have a mother. Thank God.
Yes. No. So, but yeah, relationships are hard work. Like, don't. So you are now currently in a relationship. What you've been in a relationship for what, like a couple of months, and I don't see you in relationships very often. Couple months.
How about where are you living?
How long has
It's
it
not planet Earth.
Where? What?
It happened after my birthday by a few days. So you're talking. It's
been less than a month.
Yes, it's been less than a month.
Oh my God.
Less
Seriously?
than a month. It's been like 3 weeks. Feels much longer.
But you guys had you guys had a break there, didn't you?
No, no.
Oh
break.
no. Oh, but that's
My God,
right.
she's completely oblivious. This is what happens when you have kids. Your brain goes to mush.
It's true. I have like selective memory. But yeah, no, because your relationship, you remember that one time I realized that you remind me of mom actually. Because you remember after mom and dad got a divorce, she had a relationship that was like every time she would see him, he didn't live here. But every time he would come, it was like everything's on standstill.
Oh, I'm not like mom.
Everything's on standby. With you, I just realized.
Mom and I are stupid in relationships. Yes, I agree with you on that.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
that's what it is.
But we're dumb and we don't know how to deal with relationships. But I don't do what mom does, which is cater to the guy's every need. No, that's good. Bit of space is never a bad thing.
Yeah, I
Bit of
know.
Space. But not a lot of space.
But you got to admit, relationships are hard work, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, you've been in it for a month, less than a month. It's hard work, isn't it? Because no,
Well,
I'll tell you
this is
why.
actually- I got plenty of space, oddly enough. I think a bit too much. You know what I'm saying?
It's the beginning of the end.
There's no happy medium with me. They're either in my face 24 hours a day or they're not in my face 24 hours a day.
So what do you think? Okay, so Valentine's coming up in a few days. What do you think he's going to get you for Valentine's Day?
That's if he doesn't break up with me before Valentine's Day.
It'll be like,
Or if I don't break up, like, we'll see what happens.
he'll go MIA. What if he goes MIA on Valentine's Day? What will you do?
I'll break up with him is what I'll do. I don't know. I never think about Valentine's
What
Day.
if he
It's-
surprises you with the ring and a
What?
proposal?
How about, whoa, breaks.
Back up, girl.
Back up, girl. One step at a time. Baby steps. I'm not, I like to see things flow organically and see what happens.
Well, he seems to be flowing very organically, but he's really like going strong.
Yes, I don't know.
Well, we met him like a few days after.
Yeah. And Heba bamboozled him with my mother.
Okay, where do you think? Well, he came over to the house and he said he wanted to meet your mom, right?
I don't think so.
Because let's be realistic. You're in your 40s. It's different than when you're in your 20s. In your 20s, you want to be cool. You don't want to be like, oh, meet my mother, obviously, because that's weird, right? But when you're in your 40s, your mom's like your friend, so it doesn't really matter.
But it's different. It's no. How about okay? my God, I have experience in something that she doesn't have experience in. This is really cool. It's different when you date in your 40s and when you date in your 30s and 20s.
Exactly.
Yeah, but different.
What's the difference?
Different in the sense that, do I really want my parents to meet somebody I'm dating with right away? Because then it seems like you're going a little bit too fast. Whereas when you're in your 20s or your teens and your parents meet a guy, well, they're not going to be like, oh, when are you getting married?
Yeah, okay.
So I don't know. I think there's this concept people have. When you're older and you're single, there's this false perception, as for women, not for men, for women, there's something wrong with you. Why are you still, I mean, one of the first questions he asked me was, why are you single? Is that a question that guys would be asked? No. But it's a question that I was asked.
But by the way, I question men and women that are single.
Yeah, of course. So I answered.
Well, no, I don't mean it like against.
But I
mean, like, I think it's the same thing with men, right?
I less so, because I answered back. I'm like, why are you still single? So you
What did he
always
say?
feel.
What did he say when you asked him that?
God, I can't remember, Heba. Please, I have the intention of a flea. But it was, remember that TV, there was this, oh my God, I'm going to go way back. This is crazy. There was a dating show, remember, that we used to watch a long time ago. You're talking like 25 years ago, more. And there was this it was a dating show. The guy is basically doesn't see the three girls, okay. and he's talking and he's asking them questions, and the prettiest girl, the cutest girl, said, I've never had a boyfriend. He automatically assumed that she must be ugly, and she was the prettiest. Remember?
Oh my God, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that show? It was like
I remember the show. It sounds vaguely familiar.
It was a dating show. It was when I say dating show, I mean like in the early 90s. And it was either a guy who gets to choose between three girls that are like kind of behind a curtain.
I think I remember that.
Or it's a girl choosing the three guys. And I remember this girl, it's so interesting what you remember sometimes. Certain things that leave a very like impression on your memory. And she was beautiful. She had curly hair and she was really the prettiest out of the three girls. But she made the mistake of saying that I'm not lucky with guys and they always break up with me. He automatically assumed, of course, like most men would, that she must be ugly and that's why she's unlucky in love. Or fat, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So he didn't pick
Undesirable. He picked another one. And then when the backdrop
he was
closed,
pissed when he saw her.
He saw her. When the backdrop fell, and then he saw the three girls, and he saw the one he chose versus the one he didn't choose because she said that, he was really disappointed because she was the cutest one.
But see, goes to show you
how superficial men are.
No, that of course, but we know that.
But women are superficial. Women are superficial as well.
Men are superficial too. They're both superficial. But it shows you that even if you're the best looking person, does not necessarily mean that you're lucky in love.
Of course.
Because actually, this is the thing. Your looks probably can attract a person, but will only take you so far.
I don't know. Statistic grows pretty far in this country. But then again, I generalize. And
but. No, but I'll tell you something, but you never know. The guys too probably are Yanni.
Those
what I'm saying is that, yeah. Let's be PC here. Let's be politically correct, okay? No, what I'm saying is
I don't know. You know, the thing is, you can ask a million questions. You can say, what is wrong with me? Of course, by the way, I'm not fat anymore. So
I felt it when I was married the first time. I was married the first time when I was 26, 7. And when you're in your 20s, you're very kind of, well, I was, maybe I'm generalizing this, maybe it's just me. You're very explosive, you're very spontaneous, you're very impulsive. You don't really think, or maybe that was a time for me that was a bit difficult. It was a difficult time in my life. So I think for me, I acted more on impulse than kind of, that's the good thing. No, let me tell you. Okay. Because that's the good thing about getting older. The funny thing is that you know how to manage yourself and you know how to manage people around you much better. And I think as a woman, it's about managing the person in front of you. Because I'll tell you something. No, I'm telling you, once you're in that relationship, it's about managing it. I'm not telling you about how to get a guy. That's like a whole other topic now. And a whole other episode. But once you're in that relationship, it's very important to manage it properly. Because now when I think about it, I didn't know how to manage my first marriage at all. I know it sounds very crass, but that is an important point. Because men don't really think about the details. They don't think about things. They just do things. They're more kind chill. And what you see is what you get more. Definitely, okay? So for you, it's about managing your own expectations and managing the person in front of you to kind of steer them in a certain way. It really sounds very callous, but it's true.
But no, listen.
It's true.
I know it's true, but how about you come from like a world of experience when it comes to relationships, okay?
Maybe that's what I'm telling you.
But no, but I believe that some people are better at relationships than others for whatever reason. I look at you as somebody I've seen, like, you're not just because you're my sister, you've been in constant relationships, like you said, one after the other. That's not, I mean, good, you know? And I've seen other people that have been in relationships constantly as well, men and women. You know, it's like my mom always tells me, you have to be a bit more coquette and all that crap. It's sometimes I just don't, it's complicated. It is complicated because when you don't have experience, I am, like me, for example, I am who I am. And I don't, maybe see, I don't think so.
That's the funny thing. Because you're telling me
you're very perceptive about how to talk to a man and how to get a guy. I'm not. Hence, like, mom. You see what I'm saying? So it becomes one of those things because it's and oddly enough, you are so natural at it.
Oh, thank you. This is a very compliment.
No, she is. It's one of those things. Like,
true. By the way, FYI, I want to tell everybody out there listening, I'm very bad at relationships. I had one divorce, and my second marriage is not the best. Like, now we're in a good place. But at one point, it was like we weren't.
But
ripped each other apart.
But it's one of those things where, or maybe my personality, like whenever when I get into a relationship, I'm not thinking about the guy. Always gets the wrong impression about how they assume like I'm head over heels, and I'm not, because I do things that come very natural to me, like buy gifts, and I'm generous. But it backfires every single time because all of a sudden the guy.
So why don't you learn from your mistakes?
Yeah, of course. I mean, so now I've learned from that mistake, but
then you go the other extreme.
But it's exhausting. So it's like you need to treat them like shit so they come back. And when you treat them like shit, they complain that you're treating that you never call them. It's like, what the hell?
No, because I'll tell you what it is. No, because that's why I think you're wrong, because you don't see it, but I see it looking from the outside. You think that you're being yourself, but you're not being yourself. You're yourself with the people that are your friends, the guy friends that you have. And the minute you feel like there's something more than friendship, you all of a sudden change. You're like mom in that sense. There's all of a sudden this like, and I'm watching. Okay,
not as bad as
you know how it gets better with generations, like how Steve Martin said in Father of the Bride. It gets less with every generation. With you, you're better, obviously, than mom. But I hope mom doesn't listen to this. But you have a switch. And I always tell you, you have this tendency, you go into the friend zone really easily. I was near, you're in the friend zone, get out. Out. But because once you're in the friend zone, you're not getting out of that friend zone.
I get that, but the thing is, it's complicated. Like it's super complicated. And what drives me nuts is when people try to bestow their wisdom, their pearls of knowledge on me, and their nuggets of like whatever, because they have so much more experience than me. But in the end of the day, you are different than me and I am different than you. I attract really messed up guys too, by the way, like the guys that have like issues. So it becomes one of those things. I don't even know. Relationships are complicated.
What kind of issues do do
you want me to get into it? I had one guy that was just like, there's no spice. I get the messages. The messages are like 3 pages long, but there's no spice in the relationship. Whatever, people, like, seriously, a guy tells me there's no spice in the relationship. Not to say that I'm always being broken up with. I've broken up with guys as well, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It's 50-50 at this point. But it becomes one of those things where, okay, sometimes you just lose interest, and then the guy sends, and I don't know what's up with the whole message thing. It's not cool, by the way. It's like a fucking post-it note. If you want to break up with somebody, you look at them face to face. You don't send a message, and you don't put up a fucking post-it note saying it's over.
Actually, you know, somebody reminded me recently that I broke up with them over email. And actually, I know.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I was like, really? I don't remember that. They're like, Fakra? I was like, oh, I know I don't remember. But I actually, when I had to like think about it, I was like, yeah, I probably did break up with him because he was so annoying. But it's like I didn't want to get into a confrontation with them. I'm like, you know what? Here goes the email. Ta-ta, bye-bye.
I think.
What was your worst breakup? Oh, the message. Yeah, okay, I got it.
No, I had 2 of those.
You've had words?
I've had 2 of. No, wait, no, that wasn't the message wasn't the worst. I think what's his name was the worst.
Who?
No names, Heba.
No names. What did he do?
I don't even remember.
Now.
I don't even remember actually, so it doesn't even count. No,
But it wasn't good. You remember it wasn't good.
no, because I put myself in a fucked up situation, so we're not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
That
I agree that
was a fucked up situation. I was
But you live
dumb
and
and exactly. The messages are just kind of stupid because it's the messages. It was kind of one of like two of the messages were one of them was like you're too serious. The other one was like there's no spice. Like I'm making a fucking carrot cake.
It's like that. It's like that movie. One of my favorite movies is like he's just not that into you. You remember I was. Really,
oh my god, and you used to always do like Nira. Oh, I love Heba. You love my sister. She comes up to me and she's like Heba. She's like Nira. I'm sorry, but he's just not that into you. I'm like Heba. Piss off.
I had all my girlfriends, and I had some guy friends, by the way. I'd be like, she's just not into you, obviously. Or like girls, they'd be like, no, but what do you think this meant? What do you think that meant? Clearly, if he wanted you, he would have run after you. I'm not buying this shit. Anyways, though, I have not been in the dating pool for a long time now. What was like 13 years ago, but I still believe if a guy wants a girl, he's going to go after her. Maybe he was not going to run after her like people did before, but he's still going to run after her. Like I was just watching, actually, this is so funny. I just saw this Instagram reel when, you remember, I think I sent it to you, Nira. Of course, I send you all of these things. Which one? In the 90s, how people go on dates, the guy comes to the door, picks you up with a bouquet of flowers, and now he texts you, here, I'm waiting outside. And you have to like, oh my God, it was so much nicer before. But I still think some guys are, I mean, I hope that some guys are still like that there isn't like, I mean, I've been out of the dating pool for like 13 years. It's not like that long.
But I think, oddly enough, there's been a shift. But then I have no clue. It's just one of those things. It's either really simple or it's really complicated. The younger, the generation, I don't even know what they're called, Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Y, X, Y, Z, anyways. But the kids that are in their 20s now, they seem to have it more put together for some weird reason.
The operative word, I think, by the way, you never know.
You never know. But I find like there's so many players in our generation, I felt, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's so many guys that I know that are still single at our age and have never been married, which is to each their own. I find it, for me, I don't know. I don't get it, but it's on my...
You don't get the guy dating the younger girl?
Well, no, I get that.
I get it, but I personally don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it.
And again, I'm older and I've dated younger guys, like much younger. So,
yeah, I know. Well, my husband's younger. Well, Hasim's younger than me, like what, 3-4 years? I don't want to really...
The guy I'm dating now is also younger than me.
Yeah, but he's like what, 5 years younger than you?
More?
6? This is fine.
Yeah, whatever.
By the way, it's fine because when you get a little bit older, do you really want to be dating somebody who's older? No offense to the older men here, but do you want to be dating like me? Do I want to be dating somebody who's like in their late 50s? Not really.
No and yes, but I think for me, the one thing I worry about, and I think is kind of might not be the most fair, is the fact that, let's say, if you're dating somebody that's younger than you, that's been married and divorced and has kids, and it's great. But if you're dating somebody like, I think people think I'm just saying that, and I don't mean it. I really have no desire to have kids, like none. I'm older, and everybody's like, you're not that old. I'm not that old, and I can still have kids. I just don't want them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be an older parent, a 7-year-old parent when my kid is graduating from high school or college. It's not fun.
Yeah, no,
the idea kind of disturbs me. So when you're dating somebody that's younger than you, that's never been married and has no kids, it's a bit unfair because I'm putting him in a situation.
Because I'm sure he wants to have kids. Let's say if you guys are serious, he would want to have kids. What are you going to do about
that? And that kind of worries me. So it worries me in the sense where...
Well, I guess it's still a little early.
It has been spoken about, oddly enough. Yeah, don't give me that look, Heba. But I don't, I haven't talked, like, I don't talk about it. And I just, maybe that's one reason I'm not investing in myself in it emotionally, really, because that is like that.
So why don't
that cloud over our heads kind of thing?
But then why don't you level up with him and tell him that so that you can? I think what it is. I think you need to be. You know how about the whole manifesting thing?
Yeah.
don't you think you need to manifest what it is that you want in a guy? Because if you just keep on saying, you need to be specific, because if he wants kids and you don't want kids, where's it going to go then, right?
Exactly.
So the point is, why are you prolonging something that, unless you're enjoying it? I'm all for like having a relationship if it's a fun time, the guy's nice, you're having a great time, it's, you know, that kind of thing.
Of course I'm enjoying it. But
remember he said he doesn't like podcasts, so he's not going to listen to this.
Of course, no.
And anyways, you never know. It's Valentine's Day. He might break up with you before.
Thanks, Heba. Thanks for that gentle reminder. He has a few days left to change his mind. No, I've brought it up, and I think he thinks he's like, you're full of, like, I think he thinks I'm full of shit. I think he thinks I'm just saying that, and I don't mean it.
Yeah, that's. But
I've said it several times, and he still thinks I don't mean it. I don't know how many times I need to say it. I don't want to have kids. And it's not about, I always wanted to have kids when I was younger, and then something changed when I hit 38, which was last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Something just changed, and it was just, I don't know. And I'm reading, it was that stupid Dan Brown book, and I'm reading another one of his books that's solidifying the fact that I don't want to have kids. He's going, these two books, he goes really dark about society, like dark.
Why? Does it get any darker than what society is right now?
No. But he's like, in Inferno, it's like making women infertile. And in Origins, it's about the world kind of imploding, basically, that we're going to, mankind is going to disappear and turn into like a black organism or a AI or something. So needless to say, these things freak me out. So I'm good not having kids. I'll take care of, I'll be a friend to your kids and Shireen's kids. I don't need to have my own.
Which is great because I need help with my kids.
I like my life as is. I like the spontaneity of my life because I don't have kids. I like the fact that if I want to go to Guna for a few days to chill out and relax and de-stress, I don't have to worry about who's going to take care of my kids for the next 3 days.
By the way, that's what I was trying to tell you. That's why when you were in this relationship, I felt that you looked a little tired and weathered. I was thinking, I was like, I have to talk to Nira about this. It's a lot of work, relationships. Because let's say for me, I realized kids take up all my day. And then the other, like at night when the kids have gone to bed, I have the other work, which is my man child who comes back home. And you realize it's actually a lot of work. Sometimes it's very emotionally draining.
I'm not, thanks, Heba. So I look tired. That's okay. It's cool.
No. When I was saying that, I was just saying, like,
I look haggard and
no, that's not what I meant. I meant, don't be ridiculous. You're in your 40s. You're not in your 60s. But I meant that I can understand people wanting to be single because it is a lot of work to be in a relationship, because not only if everything's going well and you're in a relationship, because people think that marriage is the end. No, marriage is just the beginning. Right? Because at that point, it's much more interesting when you're dating. But when you start living together, to me, I was like, every time you live together, it's like game over now. It's like, oh God, now you have to be your real self, and then it becomes work. Because after that,
we used to have Heba.
Because after that, it's like, now you have to learn to live with this person, and you have to learn to manage your own issues, your own emotions, and you both have to do that so that you can guys live like without killing each other. But it's not very easy, and I understand War of the Roses, the movie. Yeah, I get
It's a really old movie that was done in the 80s with Michael Douglas.
It's a must watch.
And what's her name? Kathleen Turner?
Kathleen Turner
and Danny DeVito.
Michael Douglas and Danny DeVito. Is he also in that movie with them? I think so.
I think so. He was, but a very small part. But it was mostly both of them killing each other in a house.
Don't kill the ending.
I always do that.
Watch the movie. Yeah, Nira loves to do that, and I hate her.
I don't do it on purpose. But no, I'm tired, and I look tired because I've been sick for the past 2 weeks. So
I've been sick for the past 2 years.
This is not a competition, Heba.
No, I know, but
I rarely get sick. Alhamdulillah, I don't.
By the way, okay, then lucky you're not in a relationship, because with Hazem and I, it's always competition.
But he's getting
tired
sick now.
But I'm tired. I'm tired, but he's like, I'm more tired. I'm I don't know what. No, I'm more. I was like, oh God, we're like continuously competing with each other. No, but what I'm saying is that I lost my train of thought. Where were we?
No, I was saying that I'm not tired because of the relationship. I don't look haggard, obviously.
No, I'm saying you're lucky. I'm saying you're lucky that you're not fully into the relationship, because it is tiring to be in a full-time 100% relationship.
I'm in the relationship 100%. It's just it's a completely different. It's the first time in a relationship where the guy doesn't want to see me every freaking day. So I'm getting used to that. Usually when I get into relationships, they're like full on, head on. It's like they want to see me every minute of every bloody day, and it's that to me is taxing. It's like I need my space.
I like that though.
No, but sometimes you need your space.
Well,
every day. No, because that's what they do. They go in head first. They see me every bloody day. They want to see me every bloody day, and then I get a message that says you're too into me. I'm like, dude, I'm not even the one that wants to see you every day, but they seem to think that I'm the one that wants to see. You don't realize that I have responsibilities.
Why don't you say no? That you don't want to see them.
I tend to have free time, so it's not like, so it's, you see, that's the thing that ends up being, oh no, I'm busy. Like you have to come up with an excuse that's not an excuse. No,
you don't have to say, you don't have to go up with an excuse. You can just say, you know what, I'm tired today. I have a few things to do. Let's do something tomorrow.
Well, tomatoes. Okay. We'll see what happens. So this is interesting and different.
Okay, so what's your ideal Valentine's Day?
I don't have an ideal Valentine's Day because I really don't care, honestly. Even if I'm in a relationship, I really don't care.
Okay, I want to hear from everybody out there. What is your ideal Valentine's Day? And have you stopped celebrating Valentine's Day, or did you still celebrate Valentine's Day? How old are you? How long have you been married? What about Galentine's Day? I find that horrible.
What day?
Galentine's Day.
What's Galentine's Day?
People when they don't have a boyfriend, they get their girls together and they do Galentine's Day.
So what do guys call it?
I've seen it.
No,
that's every day for a guy. They always hang out, so it's fine.
Why does it have to be a woman versus man thing? Anyway, so I honestly, I've never thought about what's my ideal Valentine's Day. I just really don't care. I honestly don't care.
Would you like? Would you be happy if you got flowers?
I wouldn't care, honestly. It means nothing to me. Like, you're going to get me a bouquet of roses that are going to die after 4 days. So
that's very grim.
But it's a waste of money. And then don't get me chocolates because I'm going to get fat. I'm going to get fat. You're going to sit and eat the chocolates. You're going to get fat. It's like, I don't know.
So either way, you don't like it. This is like...
Maybe a dinner or something. And then some guys get really cheesy and they do this whole thing. No,
the cheesy thing is cringy. It's cringy. I hate that.
She says that in one of her favorite movies is Valentine's Day. Was it Valentine's Day?
I like it. It's a good one. Because it's actually quite real. The guy's cheating on his wife. And anyways, if you haven't
Don't ruin the movie, Heba. Don't ruin the movie.
It's from the very beginning. If you haven't seen Valentine's Day, you got to see it. It is fun. It is fun. But yeah, no, it's pretty. It's not the typical cheesy Valentine's Day movie. But but yeah, I like
pretty cheesy though.
It's a good movie. I like relationships. Bottom line, I think they're cool. I think they're interesting.
I think relationships,
it really tells you a lot about yourself and about it gives you like so much like insight into psychology of people and relationships. Not necessarily you can't make generalizations obviously because it changes quite a bit from person to person, from I guess culture to culture, I guess.
And then whatever you can also talk about the feminism movement and all that crap that a woman doesn't feel she needs to get flowers. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's changed. I'm old school too. I'm old school, but I still don't give a shit about Valentine's Day.
I'm old school. I want the guy to buy me flowers.
I like the guy when the guy opens. I like it when the guy opens me opens the door for me.
No, not necessarily. I don't care for him.
I can open my own door. I don't need a man to do it for me.
No, it's not it. I think he can take care of other more interesting things. Like he can think about where he's going to take me for dinner. I have to think all day about like what I need to do for the kids. So
oh my God, could you imagine you go out for dinner on Valentine's Day and you're like, oh, happy Valentine's Day, and you're like,
cheesy.
But that's the thing. You're going out for Valentine's Day, like, and you're like stuck staring at each other because it's Valentine's Day and we need to be in love.
No. I actually, when you say it that way, I totally agree with you.
Cringeworthy. It's horrible.
It's very cringeworthy. No.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody around you is like couples as far as the eye can see, and they're all like, oh, okay, and there's a rose, and it's like cheesy as shit.
So let's listen. I think Valentine's Day.
I hope I ruined it for everybody.
No, Valentine's Day is great for teenagers. I loved getting the little box of chocolates, that kind of thing. 20s was also okay. And yeah, but that's it. Now we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We don't even celebrate our anniversary, so I think we're cool.
Because you forgot about it.
So basically, in the end, I kind of agree with you. Valentine's Day is nice, but it's not my thing. So I agree.
Oh, now it's not your thing. You finally agree with me.
Yes. I liked it when I was in my teens and my 20s.
Of course, because it's something. It's like New Year's when you're a teenager. You know what I'm saying? What party are you gonna go to with your friends, and who's gonna make out with who, and who's gonna end up with a boyfriend at the end of the night, and not a boyfriend who's gonna break up with a boyfriend at the end of the night, and all of this crap, this teenage romance stuff that everybody goes through when they're a teenager in high school and stuff like that, to talk about it with your friends and stuff like that. But I don't know, as you get older,
I'd be interested to hear what people our age do for Valentine's Day, if any. I don't think they do. I would bet that most people don't.
I think they still do. Who knows? Actually, clearly I'm not one to talk. Clearly, I have zero experience when it comes to that.
Yes. And on that note, I think we can wrap up this conversation.
Love to hear your comments.
Yes.
About what you said, if you agree, disagree.
That we touched upon that you think could be talked about more in depth, please let us know. I am always here to let you know whether a relationship is going well or not. And yes.
And if anybody got offended, we didn't mean to offend anybody, or I don't.
We did mean to offend people.
I meant to offend people.
We're being brutally honest here. Anyways, okay, so until next time, we will see you next week.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Of Who Said What. Bye for now.
Bye.